Leyla, played by Roxy Shahidi, has been hiding the fact she is a drug addict for months, with her husband Liam Kavanagh, Johnny McPherson, having no idea his wife was taking lines of cocaine on a daily basis. During Thursday night's episode of Emmerdale, he found her unconscious as the stress her drug dealer was putting on was too much for her to handle. Although she was rushed to the hospital towards the end of the latest installment of the ITV soap, the emergency services could have gotten to her too late. After she collapsed at home, the paramedics confirmed the beloved character was in cardiac arrest and needed urgent medical assistance. This led to the mother of one being rushed into the hospital, where her son Jacob Gallagher, Joe Warren Plant, was being given a tour ahead of receiving a placement there. He was left horrified when he saw his mother being brought in on a stretcher, and it was an anxious wait for him and Liam. It took quite a while for the doctors to get Leyla stable, as they were not able to get her heat back into a normal rhythm. Unfortunately, this will have meant the oxygen supply to her brain would have been minimal, and this could lead to serious consequences. It could be when the doctors scan her, they will realize there is little activity going on in her brain as she remains unconscious. Liam, being a doctor, knows the only thing he would be able to do would be to agree to having her life support machine turned off. Of course, he would face objections from Jacob, but he would have to explain to the young man there is no way back for his mother. In a heartbreaking end to her time in the village, Leyla could die surrounded by her loved ones as an investigation begins to find out what happened. With Susie Merton, Martell Edinburgh, having blamed Maddie Barden, Ash Pomishino, for Leyla overdosing, will he be facing a murder charge? Liam spoke with his colleague, Manpreet Sharma, Rebecca Sarkar, at the end of the episode with regard to his wife's prognosis. "I don't know how much more of this I can take," Liam told his friend, who replied, "I'm presuming you didn't know she was a user. You found her home alone, so that doesn't suggest that's someone who is just dipping their toes in the water," she continued. "This shows it can affect any one of us," Manpreet added, with Liam telling her, "No, this is a lifestyle choice. She made a conscious decision to take it," he said, with Manpreet trying to defend her by stating pressure can affect people in different ways. Biting back, Liam said, "Stop making excuses for her. There is no excuse. Life is precious." Liana had hers snatched away from her. "She had no choice, but if Leyla wants to throw hers away for some cheap thrill, that is up to her, but she will do it without me." This seems to suggest Leyla could end up dead, and Liam will regret ever stating he would leave his wife. Having lost his daughter last year, and how his wife, the doctor, could really struggle with his grief as he begins to think he's cursed with bad luck. Will he be strong enough to say goodbye to his wife, or will he leave the rest of her loved ones to be with her when her life support is switched off? How well do you know your British soaps? How many times has Ian Beale been married in EastEnders? What is the name of Bianca Jackson and Ricky Butcher's son on EastEnders? On EastEnders in 2002, who accidentally ran Jamie Mitchell over in his car, which caused his death? How many times has Corey's Steve McDonald been married? What happened to Emily Bishop in Coronation Street? Who murdered Maxine Peacock in Coronation Street in 2003? Which incident in 1993 killed off 4 characters in Emmerdale? When did the show stop being known as Emmerdale Farm? On what day did Hollyoaks air its first episode? What was the name of the much-loved Coronation Street pet dog who was put down in April 2020 after 14 years? 1996 saw the arrival of one of Hollyoaks' all-time bad boys and rival, a Kurt Benson, but who was he? Who is the longest-serving character on Coronation Street? Who shot Phil in EastEnders? How many fires have there been at Corey's Rover's return? Get out of my pub, you're no soaps fan. You're either too young to remember the big lines or have better things to do on weekday evenings. Casual viewer, you watch them sometimes so you kinda know what's been going on. Die hard fan, you love watching the soaps so much your entire week is planned around when they air. The actress who plays Leyla, Roxy, has spoken out in the past about how she felt leaving the show back in 2011 before returning in 2023. Roxy explained, "Tea was really good. I'd never done Shakespeare before, but then I played Bianca in Othello at the National alongside some amazing actors and actresses. We were on the Olivier stage, which was incredible, and there was an amazing cast and director. I'm so glad I did that, and I also did a yoga DVD which is out at the moment. I think taking on those new projects led perfectly to me feeling really ready to come back to this character with more life and excitement than I had before. Sometimes you need that little breakaway," she continued to explain in an interview with Digital Spy. So almost 10 years later, is she ready to leave for good? Earlier this year, Express.co.uk and other media spoke with Jane Hudson about what Layla's future looked like after the whole Meena Jatla, Paige Sandhu saga. The executive producer for the show said, "Leyla has a big storyline coming up in 2022. We've seen her be a huge support to Liam through the loss of his daughter Liana, but is all as it seems? Is Leyla really coping as well as she seems to on the surface, or is there a bit more going on there that we'll uncover? Could the soap boss have been teasing the character's untimely demise?